evening, guys. I hope you are doing well. And it's that time again. It's time for Financial Fridays with me, Funny Feather. So it's not going to be a long one tonight. It's just going to be a quick, short one because I was on last night for a long time and I realized that the sound was not good. So hopefully the sound is better tonight and everybody can hear me. If you can hear me, how you guys doing? I hope you had a wonderful week and everything is going awesome. All right. So tonight we're talking about the websites that we use in trading. So the different websites that are important, and some of you actually probably have seen these ones already in my previous Financial Fridays. And these are, so we're going to go through them. The first one that we're going to talk about is TradingView. TradingView. So we have TradingView, as you all know. That's what we use, right? It's TradingView. So you can have the products, the super charts, okay? Even has calendars for IPO, dividends, earnings, and economic information that we're going to talk about tonight. Because basically we're talking about, so like, where do we find news? You know, like when we're trading and different news events are happening, where do we find this? And how much is it going to cause the market to be volatile or not volatile? Because we need to know, right? If it's going to shoot up, we better not be in a selling position, or if it's going to shoot down, we better not be in a buying position. So these are the websites that I use. So let's talk about that. Where do we find news? The first place that we find news is on TradingView. But you're like, where? Where do we find the news on TradingView? So if we look at this one, all right, let's open this one. We'll go here and we'll go back to super charts. Boom. All right, because that's where we use it. And then we'll go take this away. Now, if you look at the bottom here, we have a little lightning bolt. Now, this little lightning bolt means there's some sort of news or information that is happening that is causing the market to move up or move down. Now, sometimes it can be super volatile, but sometimes it's not that volatile. All right. So that's when you have CPI and all those other high news events. Those are when the markets move very high and the volatility is very high. So that is one area. So let's go, that's for gold. So let's go to something like GDP, USD. See, tonight we don't have much news because this is the 1 minute chart. In the 1 minute, we don't have much news. But if we take it back to the daily chart, you can see all these flags. You can see on your screen, yes, all these flags, right? You have the British flag, you have the US flag. These are normally when news events take place. And so when you see them, you can see that, oh, next week there's going to be a news event. And already there is going to be or has been a news event. All right. So as you can see, these flags are what tell you when news events are happening. So if we go down to the 30-minute or the 1 hour, we can pull out and see when other news events have taken place. So you can always go back and you can see this is when all the news will be taking place. So there will be news today. No, not today, silly me. On the 31st of March at 9 o'clock, you can click it. All right, so this was the previous outcome of the last Jolt Job Openings event. Then the actual will come out afterwards and the forecast. So normally on that day, there will be a forecast of what the ratio is going to be. And then after the news has come out, we'll bring you the actual. So that is one place you can find news where news events happen, is on TradingView. But the next one is on Forex Factory. All right, on Forex Factory, you have all of your news events. So, for example, Government Council members Roger speaks, yes? President Trump speaks on Friday at 3 a.m. So, obviously, when President Trump speaks, normally it is quite high. So, basically, yellow is not that high. Orange is medium, so it causes a medium impact on the market. And then red causes the highest impact on the market. So this is normally when the market moves a lot and there is a lot of volatility in the market. So if you keep your eye on these two places for when you are doing your research about when is news happening, because a lot of prop firms and a lot of brokers, what they do is they don't allow you to trade news. There are some that allow you to trade news as long as you have entered your position a while before or a while afterwards. So you've just got to watch that out. Watch out for that, because sometimes some prop firms and some brokers, they don't let you. It's a no-no. So as soon as you basically trade news on some prop firms, when you trade news, they will automatically not pass your accounts. You won't be due for a payout. So all the hard work that you put in will disappear. So it's always good to prepare yourself to know when to trade in the market. All right, so those are the two main ones for the news. So you have, what is it? TradingView, like we said. We look for these little guys. Okay, that's where you can find news. And also on Forex Factory. This is also where you can see past news, or if you go down, you can go more. You can see what is happening on the weekend, if there is anything happening, because sometimes news comes out on the weekend. That's why sometimes when you see the market on a Monday, there's this huge gap, because maybe some news event caused that gap. And obviously on the weekends for Forex, you can't trade. You can trade crypto every day, all the time, but for Forex, you can only trade Monday to Friday. All right, so those are the two websites. Another website that I want to tell you about tonight is before you take your trade. Because remember, we were discussing 100. So it's easy to understand that 100, 1% to 100 is $1, right? But now what happens if you don't have $100? You have more than $100, or you have like not an easy number to, how can I say, find out your percent ratio when you are trading. So what we have now, we're going on to the next one, which is, see, we've already discussed my forexfactory.com and tradingview.com. But now what we're going to discuss is myfxbook.com Forex calculators position size. All right. And so now if we look at the position size here, continue here, you can see. So for example, you basically, what do? You put in the pair that you are going and planning to trade. That is what you are going to do. So for example, I want to put gold. I have to put the exact one. XAU USD. This one. So just remember your pair names, because you can't just put gold and it will come up like I did. Silly me. All right, and then your account currency. So is your account currency in USD, South African Rand, Japanese Yen, British Pound, Euro, Swiss franc, Canadian dollar, Australian dollar, or USD. We'll just keep it at USD for now. For example, let's take a number that's not as easy to find out how much we should be trading. Because remember, we don't want to trade too much of our money, so that we keep our risk to reward ratio at a normal size, so that we do not blow our accounts. Because so many people, what they do is they blow their accounts, because they're like, I have $100. Let's trade it all, right? And then boom, they lose their first trade, they lose their second trade, and all their money is gone. All right, all their money is gone. So now, basically, USD, US dollars. Let's say our account size is $345. Okay, and I want to. So you can either do it percentage-wise, or you can say, so for example, I only want to risk 1%. Okay. All right. Then my stop loss. Where is my stop loss, and how many pips is my stop loss at? So what do? We go back to TradingView. Let's go back to the 1 minute chart, and then we see. Say for example, I enter a trade for a sell. Okay, for a sell. Let's go sell. Short position. I entered it here. For example, then you want to find out how many pips. Let's just say over here, right? Okay, then I double click it. Then the inputs are, you see where it says stop level. Okay, there's 53. Now that 53 is not 53 pips, but 5 pips. It moves one decimal. It moves one decimal. So for example, if I went like this and I had 126, that would be 12 pips. Because remember, we're on the 1 minute chart, so it looks like it's a lot, but remember, when you're on the 1 minute chart and you have little stop losses, that's easier to get stopped out. Right, the normal gauge is about 250, which is 25 pips. All right, is how much your stop level will have. So just for example, we're taking it, we're saying we have, let's have up to there, and we have 82 pips. Okay, so we have 8 pips, right? Then we need to get our risk to reward correct. What do we say? 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 2. So we go down to get our 1, 2, 3, guys, because it's on the minute chart. Let's get the 1, 2, 3, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So we hit our 1, 2, 3. Okay, risk to reward, right? Now I know my pips is 8.2. So I'm just gonna say 9 to be on the safer side. No, actually not 9, 8. Okay, I'm going to be saying 8. 8 pips stop loss. Okay, then trading lot size. How much are we trading? Let's go for the mini lots, because we only have 345, so we are going to be trading mini lots. Mini lots, micro lots, these are all important. All right, I will get that up for you. What is the difference in lot sizes in a minute? All right, let's say we are doing mini lots, which is 0.001. 0.001. Then it will calculate for us. So money USD 345. Units 43. Sizing 0.43 lots. Okay. So in order for us to have a stop loss this small, that's how much we are going to use for the trade. Now, if your maths is not good, like my maths is not good, so what I normally do is I normally say that I am using money. I swap with money. So, for example, I'm for this 345, which is 1%, is 345. Okay, that's not my strong point. So yeah, then what am I going to say? I only want to lose $10. Okay, but I have a $25, it's not $25, 25 pip stop loss. Now it will calculate for me the lot. So when I do this, I will have 0.4 lots. So when I go into my trade on TradingView or on another broker, I mean another platform where you trade, like MetaTrader 5 or MetaTrader 4, that is what you enter at your specific places where you want to enter the trade, where you want to exit the trade, where you want to take profit. And this is how you know what size you take the trade for. Okay, that is how you know the size. Let me quickly get you a list of the different lots. List of lots in trading. I did not prepare this, I do apologize. List of lots in trading. Okay. Do I have it? Nah, they don't have it. Let's see. Ah, here we go. So this is for stocks Forex standard lot. There we go. They have it. Here they have all the different. This is a website. If you don't know, for ultimate markets, I know it off by head now, and also when you use the calculator, it tells you exactly how much you need to put in. So for example, when you are trading Forex, you have the different tiers. A standard lot is unit base of currency. So that means when you are trading one lot, you are trading 100,000 bits of that. Okay, so you try one lot of gold. It is a scary amount. You can make a lot of money, but you can lose a whole bunch more. So that's why a mini lot is 10, a micro lot, and a nano lot. Not a lot of people use a nano lot. Okay, so for example, one lot, a mini lot and then a micro lot, and a nano lot. These are the different sizes, okay, that you are able to trade. These are for metal and commodities, okay. So one move equals $100 per lot. So for example, when you put in one lot, so every time it moves 1 pip, you will then either lose $100 or gain $100. So remember, we had 345 in this example, right? Now, if you have used one lot, if it moves 3 pips, 4 pips, your account is gone. So that's what you have got to remember and realize when trading. It's very important that you understand. Do not risk all of your money. Ration it out, 1 to 2%, depending on how much money you have. All right, so those are the websites that we are discussing today. So let's have a look at the different pairs that have happened these weeks. So if you want to remember, these are the websites that are important. If you do not know your lot sizing, go again, research on it and find out a little bit more, because it's always good to understand how much is a lot size, how much is what you're trading, so that you don't blow that account. You cannot do it, okay? Believe me, there are lots of people that have been crying. You don't, like, you see it all online where these like ballers and everyone has made their money, right? But also you do not see them before, like I've said before, all the maybe the accounts they have blown, maybe their prop firm accounts that they have blown. You don't see that online. All right. So even though I'm helping you here, go and do more research. All right. So let us look at the different markets for the week. So we'll start off with gold. We can delete that. Okay. So as you can see, in gold for the 1 hour, it is going in a downtrend, right? Just so we remember, it was going in a push up, but remember, it went up in an uptrend. Now it has changed into a downtrend, right? How do we remember this? We have higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, lower high, higher high, lower high, higher high, sideways motion. Then we have lower low. Okay, so we finished the uptrend about here, right? Boom. And then it started to go sideways and then change into a bearish market where it went lower, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Didn't break there, so it's not a lower low. All right, but then it changed again back into an uptrend. Yes, then one big movement. One big movement. There's hardly any market structure that you can see, whether it's a lower high or a lower low. Then it went down again. Then it went up again. Then it went down again. But it is still in a bearish cycle at the moment. All right. Gold is tanking. Look how much it has gone down. I mean, British pound is tanking. What am I saying? The British pound is going down. All right. Maybe we'll see a higher high again. Maybe it will go back up. But at the moment, it is in a bearish trend. Okay, let's see how gold has done. Gold has also gone down. Guys, crashed this week. Gold crashed. Yes, it crashed because of what is going on in the world. So, something like that. But it's just so you guys know the websites that I use to do my research. If you have any questions, please don't forget to put them down or ask me now. It's all good. You can ask me anything that you don't understand. Other than that, hope you guys are going to have a good rest of your night, and I will see you next time. Cheers for now.